Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another review for The Love Experiment Season 1, Episode 7, called Hall of Reality. So, we have the next morning because let's not forget about last week with Mike and being drunk, acting belligerent, being all pressed about Tamara, even though they're not even really a thing. So, I told y'all last week she should have just eliminated him right then and there, but I guess she wanted to eliminate him in soberage. I just made up a word. Because the next morning she had like a sit down one on one with Mike to let him know like what he did last night was uncalled for, and let him know like he was the one without a doubt that she was gonna choose all this stuff. And I'm like, Tamara, save all this talk, okay? Because he knew what he did. So at the end of the day, she eliminated him. He apologized. It was too late, and that's it. So Mike said he's gonna work harder on bettering himself. So he could find love because he really is trying to find love. Well, good luck with that, Mike. You had your chance, you blew it, you had your chance again, and you blew it. So we're going to move on, sayonara. So then we have the girls, they're now going into the Hall of Reality. So they're not going to pick any more men, but they're going to go in there to talk to their current picks, family, and friends. So, first we have Paige and Tamara and Mars. They each talk to either their best friend, or the guy's best friend, or the guy's sibling, or the guy's ex-girlfriend. And there's not really much to take of that. The only thing I want to say is 99.99999% of these people lied. Okay? I don't care what you can say. Of course. If it's like, if my brother was on this show, okay, and, well, one of my brothers, and, they're asking me things to say, depending on the brother, I have 3 older brothers. So depending on the brother, I want to be, of course, I'm going to, big up them, say the nicest things I could think. There's one of them that I'm kind of just like, bro, don't do that. There's one of them. Those who know me personally, you know which one I'm talking about. But for the most part, I would be like, oh, yeah, he's great. He's perfect. He would never cheat on a woman. He's very chivalrous. Da-da-da-da. So when they're asking these questions, like, obviously, I'm just going based off of what we see. I don't know if there was any other questions that was asked behind the scenes or whatever the case may be. But I'm just like, they're all telling you BS, girls. Y'all should know that. The only person who I felt like was telling the truth was Yannick's friend, DeMonte. I guess Mars was asking questions in regards to, I don't remember what the question she asked, but has she cheated before? So then DeMonte was just like, well, technically no, because you have to be in a relationship to cheat. But, you kind of letting us know homeboy be out in these streets. That's what you're saying. So, and he also said, Yana gets bored easily, da-da-da. So I felt like DeMonte was being real. As far as everybody else, even the ex, Henry's ex, was saying good things about him and saying the only reason they broke up was because she had to move away across the country. I'm not saying that's not the reason they broke up, that could be valid, but, she made everything seem easy breezy, lemon squeezy in the relationship, and which it may have been, but I'm just like, and realistically, the messy shows, they're going to try to say whatever they can to try to put their family member or friends under the bus. But realistically, of course, your family, your friend, they're on the show and the person trying to get to know them, of course you're going to want to say the best things about them. So I thought this was pointless. I felt like, honestly, y'all didn't learn nothing from these people. I mean, you may have gotten some snippets where like Tamara found out from Jamal's sister that he's, not a person that opens up that often, and even to his own sister, he doesn't really open up. So that makes Tamara a little bit concerned. But is that going to deter her? No. If the T-Rex comment that we still don't know if it's true or not didn't deter her, and, obviously him being a cheater before didn't deter her, and now hearing that he doesn't really open up, is a concern, but it's not going to deter her. So, nothing's going to deter her. So I don't want to, at this point, I've realized by this episode, okay, these ladies going to do whatever they want to do, even though to me, but I feel like to us, that, one person may feel like a better candidate for them, they're still going to go the other way. They're going to go with lust over, logical sense. But, we're going to continue this episode type thing. So we get to the elimination. So since Tamara only has 2 left because she done eliminated homeboy drunk Mike that morning, she don't have to eliminate anyone. So now she's left with Jamal and Josiah. Okay, cool. We get to Mars. She eliminates Henry. Why did she eliminate Henry? Because of the fact that his ex mentioned that they only broke up because she moved across the country. So her concern is, oh, if they get together again, is he going to, are they going to pick up on lost feelings and maybe get back together and she's left alone? Now, on one hand, I can understand feeling that way because I feel like I would feel that way too. But then again, I feel like I would feel that way with my man and any of his exes, to be honest with you. So it's like that could be the case even with what the other guy named Yannick or Chuck. So especially Chuck. Listen. For me, a dating rule was kind of like, I don't got no kids, so it's like I prefer a man with no kids just because it's like I know you're going to forever have a connection with your baby mama, and a lot of people that I know personally, they still have relations with their baby mama. Not saying all people are like that, because some people really be in a tumultuous relationship with their baby mama and they want nothing to do with them other than conversing about the kids and stuff. I get that, you know what I'm saying? But you going to forever have a connection. And I feel like if I don't got kids, I don't want a guy to have kids either. Let's make kids together. But as I always said to myself, if I got older to an age where it's like, everybody got kids at this point, But, I was never against a guy who had kids. I just preferred a guy who didn't have kids, okay? So, I'm just, But, for me in this... in this situation, it's just like, her reasoning, I'm like, you could say that about literally any of the guys that you talk to, though, Mars. I don't feel like that was a valid enough reason. I think it's just because she had a more connection with Yannick and Chuck, where I'm still trying to understand where the connection is with Chuck. But I guess she has more of a connection because she's known him longer. And for me, I'm just like, if anything, you should have eliminated Yannick because of what DeMonte done said. So who's to say you should really be concerned about him being bored with you? Because I don't know if y'all live in the same state or whatever, but who's to say, once, if you were to choose him, after a month or two, he's not going to get bored with you and leave. So I feel like her reasoning, like her concerns are invalid with one and it should have been more valid with another. But she's the one who's picking her date and stuff, so maybe she knows more than me. Like I said, since we're only watching 1 hour a week of the show, maybe she knows more and has more connection. We weren't able to see the connection she was able to make with Yannick and Chuck, but per TV standards of what we've seen on TV, I don't get it. But okay, whatever. She eliminated Henry. He said he respected it and whatnot, and he went on his merry way. Henry, just get back with other girl. You know what I'm saying? The fact that she said nice things about you, try to make this long distance relationship work, I guess. Or else he'll find somebody else. He seems like a very nice guy. He's a, very attractive man. I ain't worried about him. Most of the guys who got eliminated, I ain't worried about. I know they're going to find somebody else. They'll be fine. So then we get to Paige. So she ends up eliminating Nicoy. And her reasoning is saying, they connected and whatever, but he just gives friend vibes. And for me, it's like, I'm not buying it. Okay, at this point, this is the second time you eliminate someone who seemed like they could have a genuine connection with you and y'all could grow to be something more. But you're not feeling the chemistry, whatever, so to speak, because, you feel like they could be more of a friend than anything more. But it's just like you didn't even explore to see if it could be more than just a friend. You said the same thing about Preston, and now you're saying that about Nicoy. So I'm just like, Paige, I just see where your heart and loyalty lies, and that's okay. That's fine. But for you to make these excuses about friend vibes, no, it's just that you have more of a connection with someone, and you just got to eliminate the weakest link, which was Nicoy, because he was the most newest person. So Nicoy, he didn't take anything of it. He's just like, all right, it is what it is. And, I'm just kind of like, Paige, listen, I don't know what you want or what you're doing. I feel like at the end of the day, you're going to choose Justin. At that point, when she eliminated Nicoy, talking about, friend vibes and stuff, I'm like, okay. At this point, you like Isaac, because he probably could give you a good, relations session. Okay, I wanted to say the F word, but I'm trying to back down on my vulgar language. So you want him for relation purposes, I feel like, and with Justin, I feel like that's the one for you, and that's probably why you're gonna be, dramatically crying next week from the previews from what we saw. So I'm like, all right, so Preston, you'll be good. I'm sure he's gonna find somebody. Same thing with McCoy. I'm pretty sure he's gonna find somebody. And Paige got Justin. So after that, after the eliminations, the men talk the next morning feeling good because they're the final two, like the final picks for the ladies. And the guys get a message saying that everybody's going to have a one-on-one vacay with their women for 24 hours, but the women choose who they want to go with first. So who are the first picks? Justin, Jamal, and Chuck. The originals, or the OGs, so to speak. So for Chuck and Mars, they go on a horse carriage ride and have a picnic dinner in a tent. And she's saying their connection is on fire and all this stuff. And I'm very confused because I'm like, Mars, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't feel like you have a connection with nobody. But okay, that's what you're saying. She's talking about how good Chuck is and stuff. But it's like, where was the chemistry? I don't see no type of chemistry with you and Chuck. But I mean, like I said, I can only go based off what the producers show us. But from what the producers show us, I don't see where she found any connection between her and Chuck. But I guess they got some type of connection because she still be keeping him around. And then we get to Jamal and Tamara. They go tango dancing and they have a fancy sit down over wine. After they have that fancy sit down, here go Jamal. Excuse me, let's dim the lights. They go upstairs, they make out on the bed. And I'm just like, okay, cool. For me, I feel like Tamara, has more of a connection with Jamal. Once again, he's the one who's longer on the roster out of the two last standing for her. So okay, cool. Like I said, if all the red flags that homeboy has, didn't deter her, clearly she's gonna choose homeboy. So then we get to Justin and Paige, and they go ice skating and then have a fancy dinner, and then they go to the room and make out in bed. And for me, it's like I said, I feel like her excuses for eliminating some men were very BS. But I will say, I do feel like she has the strongest connection with Justin since the beginning of time. Ever since his birthday date type thing with her, the connection has just been on fire. Their kisses has just been very chemistry-esque. So I'm like, okay, Justin's going to be the one that won. Justin is probably going to be the one that proposed, like I just said a few minutes ago. And it is what it is. So after that, we get to the next day, and it's Isaac, Josiah, and Yannick's turn. Yannick and Mars, they go on a helicopter ride date. Then they have dinner. And then we have Isaac and Paige. They do a photo shoot session. And it turns a little sexy, you know what I'm saying? Because Isaac made sure to, lick up all of Paige's lip gloss, chapstick off her lips. And they have a nice little fancy dinner. And then we have Josiah taking Tamara on a boat ride. They have a little dinner or whatever, have drinks on the boat. And with Josiah and Tamara, they did kiss because I think he read her something he wrote about since the first day he met her, all that. Okay, that's cute. Josiah, whatever. But when they do kiss, it was just a little peck, and I'm just like, okay, I'm not really seeing the passion of this kiss like you have with Jamal. So here's my final thing, my predictions of who they're gonna choose. As far as Mars, I don't know who the hell she's gonna choose because I don't see where the connection lies between her and Chuck and her and Yannick, to be honest. But if we had to choose between Chuck and Yannick, from what we've seen of this season, Chuck is a safer bet. Okay, all right, cool. Between Tamara, Jamal, and Josiah seems like it could be something because she says, he's everything Jamal's not, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you say all this, Tamara, but I really feel like deep down in my heart, you're going to choose Jamal because that's who you have more of the chemistry, sexual chemistry with. I feel like they're thinking with their puss and not really their brain sometimes. So I feel like Tamara's going to go with Jamal. If she chooses homeboy Josiah, I'm going to be shocked. As far as Paige, you can't tell me she's not going to choose Justin. This is the time I will bet y'all $5. Usually I don't bet $5. I do sometimes, but I don't because, $5 is a lot nowadays to be spending, that's a gallon of gas, okay? Is it a gallon of gas? Yeah, it's a gallon of gas, depending on the car and whatnot. Okay. I bet y'all $5. She gonna choose Justin. Isaac, he was a nice runner-up, but at the end of the day, to me, I don't see Paige really connecting with anyone or wanting to be with anyone other than Justin. So there's for such and such, it's gonna be Justin. I am 90% sure. You know, the 10% is always like, this is a reality show. I know they be giving us plot twists left and right. So it's a 10% chance it could be Isaac. But my money is on Justin. And he gonna propose to her at the end of the episode. She gonna be like, oh my gosh, you know, from what we saw. And that was really the end of the episode. This episode was very quick. There was nothing really to take from it. But at the end of the day, we see where, you know, because we're watching them, you know, it's easy for me to comment on it. But then if I were watching myself from back in the day when I was dating and stuff, I would be like, girl, what is you doing? Because I feel like there was plenty of things I should have been like, girl, why are you wasting your time? Or, girl, why didn't you give homeboy a chance? You know what I'm saying? So it's easier when you're the outside it's easier when you're from the outside watching in versus when you're inside, like, living it. So, you know, I'll be trying to give them some grace and stuff. You know, I understand. But at the same time, from the outside looking in, I'm just kind of like, girl, this is a pattern. You know, you probably just doing this because of that. But, you know, what do I know? You know what I'm saying? But that was the end of the episode. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you laughed at least once, please subscribe. If you didn't laugh, it's okay. It was really a very brief overview. Come back next week for the season finale. Comment down below what you thought about this episode. Be easy, peasy, lemon squeezy. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.